To get back to our winning ways. Super Bowl champion and the mainstay of today's offensive line, Joe Staley.
Through the Pro Bowl many times, Tom Rathman. And joining him, re-signed by the 49ers this year, Moran Norris. As you can see, there's a lot of respect from the new guys towards the guys that have, probably about 20 Super Bowl rings between them. And we're going to go to Joe Staley and ask him what he thinks of the new uniform.
I'll tell you what, today's a great day. We're having a new uniform. We're giving a cherry red uniform. And we're going to win a lot of championships with a new cherry red uniform.
Joe Staley.
Past and present.
Exactly right. It's about the connection between the past and the connection with the present and what's going to happen in the future.
Black curtain at that.
I wanted to make sure we pointed out was one thing you're going to notice are on the sleeves. The uniforms themselves have dramatically changed from what the red uniforms, those cherry red uniforms were back when Tina Turner and Jesse and Tom Rathman all wore them. So physically, the uniform has changed to the point where the sleeve length has been brought up. So that necessitated the change of bringing the numbers up on top of the shoulder pads having the stripes altered to the point where even with linemen, running backs, and skill players, that they were going to be higher. So if you look at the stripes, the one goes all the way across, the second one's abbreviated, and the third one comes out. When they have the arms down, it still gives that visual appearance that all three stripes are there. That's something the new fans and the new players and everyone alike very much wanted to make sure that we stayed with. The ligature, the 490 ligature that Andy spoke of, was a new addition we can put across the nameplate, and then also the new material in working with Reebok. For those of you that don't know, Reebok works all the time throughout the season and even before the season, trying out different materials. So our equipment manager, Steve Urbanak, works with the league to try out different materials. So as the material on top is brought across, the seam structure of how the jersey is actually constructed and sewn together is made for each individual player as it comes across. I'm going to walk away just for a moment. One of the other changes is the nameplates have been made smaller, so they fit straight across the back of the shoulder pad. Even with some of the longer names, it allows us to make sure it falls right in between the shoulder blades and the top of the shoulder pads itself. One of the other changes from uniforms prior was the gold. We decided to stay with the current gold. It offered a much more texture, much more depth, if you would, within the overall look of the uniform. The players really liked it. The other change was the width of the stripe on the pants. So in our older throwback uniforms, the stripe was almost double in width. And this one, we went back to the red and white stripe, but we brought it down to just over the inside part of the outer part of the leg. And this was something that the players wanted for performance sake, because the material was able to breathe and stretch and allow them to act much more efficient and have a, much more performance based on the field. As with the old throwback uniforms, we had the 49ers red, that cherry red, but within the socks back then, they were the candy stripes, as players refer to them. In going through our research, we found that we did not want to go through that. We wanted to go to a cherry red sock, but have a solid sock comparable to what we had today. Changes on the helmet. The integrity of the oval has actually stayed the same. So you have the outer circle of the logo, the gold circle within that, and the SF marking inside. But the color red has now been changed to the 49ers red, that cherry red itself. We've also made the change to go back to the gray face mask. This is something that both older alumni and our current players alike thought was a great distinguishing factor that was going to really state this is a 49ers football and this is the new uniform. So at this point, I'd open it up to questions for Andy Dolich and myself.